Safe Soil World Raisers, Sabina and Roger here. Today we are joined by Vish from the amazing YouTube channel VishVibez, and we're gonna watch What's the Biggest Threat to Our Lives by Sadhguru.
So if you're not aware, we just reacted to a video on Vish's channel. He's got a great YouTube channel called VishVibez, and he's all about staying conscious, watching Sadhguru videos too. And we just watched one about shaving your head. So if you want to know why we shave our heads, check it out. Link in the description. So thanks for joining us, Vish. Maybe you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Absolutely. What's Conscious World Raisers? Super grateful to be here with you, Roger and Sabina. Just like Roger explained so beautifully, I do very similar videos, reactions to spiritual wisdom videos, lots of Sadhguru content if you're interested in that. And yeah, here just on a spiritual path, exploring my inner world and sharing that with the outer world. So thank you again for being here, and I'm excited for this video as well.
Yeah, and that's great. And I love that he touched on that. If you've watched all of our videos reacting to Sadhguru, then go binge watch his, because you might have a ton that you haven't seen yet. So
thank you for the kindness.
Yeah, so without further ado, let's check out this video.
I'm excited. Let's do it.
We are talking about climate change, carbon emissions, and global warming and various other aspects. But we are not addressing soil. Soil is the habitat upon which zillions of lives thrive. Once there is no richness in soil, then you have forsaken the planet in many ways. Every responsible scientist in the world and the UN agencies are clearly saying we have only 80 to 100 harvests left. That means approximately 45 to 50 years of agricultural soil left on the planet.
So sad.
By 2045, we will be producing 40% less food than what we are producing right now, and our populations will be 9.3 billion people. The food shortages that could manifest in the next 25 years, the consequences of that is unimaginable. Civil wars will unfold across the world once there is food shortage. What we are facing now is soil extinction. Why is soil becoming extinct? Where is it going away? What is happening to our soil? We must understand, if you add organic content to sand, sand will turn into soil. If you remove all organic content from the soil, soil will become sand. In normal agricultural soil, the minimum organic content should be between 3 to 6%. The most minimum is 3%. At least this minimum to keep the soil alive, to keep the soil as living soil is a must. Agricultural soils across the world, the depletion is so heavy. In most countries, more than 50% of the topsoil is already gone in the last 100 years.
Wow, that map.
The nutrient levels have dropped significantly. The level of micronutrients you would get from your food in early 20th century to what you are getting from the same food now has dropped 90%. If you ate one orange in 1920s, what you got from it, now in 2020, if you have to get the same, you will have to eat 8 oranges. This is what we have done to our food.
Soil is the biggest ecosystem on the planet, and so few people know anything about it. 1 teaspoon of healthy soil probably contains more microbes than there are people on Earth.
That's crazy.
The microbial life in the first 12 to 15 inches of topsoil is the basis of our existence. It is this magic beneath our feet which has produced the life that we are. This first 12 to 15 inches of soil is the basis of life for 87% of life on this planet, including you and me.
We have to begin to recognize that what we call our soil, Mother Earth, is a living organism.
Open soils, ripped open by ploughing, open to sunlight, is the basis of destruction of microbial life. So the focus should be on agriculture, the focus should be on seeing that land is under shade as much as possible, some kind of shade, grasses, herbs, bushes, trees. Conscious Planet is launching Save Soil movement to bring about a policy change to regenerate soil. As a part of this, I'm 65 and I'm riding 30,000 kilometers, a lone motorcycle journey, 30,000 kilometers across 24 nations to activate support from the citizenry to assure the governments long-term investments will be appreciated. So it's extremely important that soil regeneration is enshrined in the policy of every government on the planet. We must change the narrative on the planet that soil is a wealth, a legacy we have received from previous generations, and we have to pass it on as living soil for future generations. We are in a cusp of time. If you do the right things now, in the next 15 to 25 years, we can significantly turn this situation around and regenerate the soil. But if we allow this to progress like this for another 30 to 40 years, after 40 years if we attempt this, then it could take 150 to 200 years because that much loss of biodiversity would have happened. From 21st of March for 100 days, the whole world, every human being on the planet should talk soil.
Yes.
We must hear the
Save
word
soil.
Save soil everywhere.
Save soil.
To see that the narrative on the planet changes towards the most vital aspect of our life, the soil. Each one of you should reach as many people as you can to make this happen. Many global leaders and influencers are already participating in the movement. Be a part of this and let us make it happen.
From my part, as much as I can contribute.
We're going to save the soil. Do your part.
And saving the soils.
Our future, our children's future, and our planet's future depend on it.
Save the soil.
We know what we must do, so let's make it happen.
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 Let's make it happen, peoples. So wow, what a fantastic and amazing video once again. So I love Sadhguru drawing attention to, the biggest need in the world. It seems like we get so confused as to, what's important. Of course, climate change is a huge issue, but we're overlooking the fact and the role that maybe, the soil has in that, right? So the healthier the soil, the healthier the vegetation, which will aid in, all sorts of… everything in general, right? So yeah, it blew my mind, even just the microorganisms in the soil and the amount that's in there. Like, in a handful, it's like more than the population of humans on the world.
Incredible.
It's crazy. So what did you think of that, Vish?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was quite a fascinating video as well. Things I didn't know that much beforehand, and some fun facts actually about my connection with the video, as well as Sadhguru and Isha. I actually did help with making this title for the video itself, so I felt pretty nice to see when I saw the title come out for the video.
Oh, no way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
maybe tell us a little bit more about that. Like, so, because I knew that you were a volunteer for Isha, but I didn't know how involved you were. So please elaborate.
Thank you. Yeah, so it was actually, I would say, a relatively small contribution with regards to at least the title. I just shared my inputs, and part of it was taken. But yeah, it definitely felt nice to see, as I mentioned. So Isha, I actually have been volunteering for primarily for the social media team for about a year now, I think. So relatively recent. And because I also am in the social media space, and I have been initiated into inner engineering and all the other advanced programs, I was able to get into contact with them and just help. And I mean, without getting into too much detail here with regards to volunteering itself, it's actually a beautiful act of surrender. And it's a way to deepen your spiritual practice, which is also why I do it. But I was really grateful to be able to get involved with this Conscious Planet as well as Safe Soil movement, really just raising the awareness to the soil, because even me, before watching this video, I really didn't know that the soil was in danger. And when I thought of, climate change, let me actually ask you all this too. When you think of climate change, what are like the first things that come to your mind before watching this video?
Well, basically pollution, I think, is the main thing, right? The ozone layer and the carbon emissions just damaging everything, and then, deforestation and all of that. So it's really all about the air, I think, for as far as I know about it.
Exactly my point, Roger, because I used to think when, with regards to environmental, whether it's destruction or whatever, deterioration, definitely thought about recycling, plastic, the water, the air, pollution, as you mentioned, but never really thought about the soil. I didn't really care about it. So I'm really grateful that Sadhguru was able to bring this light to this. And with that being said, really very much love. I'm curious about what you all think about this. That journey he's doing, right, with driving his bike. I think it's actually going to be releasing, at least from recording this video now to when he's doing it. I think it's tomorrow. Do you know when he's doing the journey?
I think it starts tomorrow.
Oh, okay, perfect. London. So yeah, to those of you all watching from us recording this right now, it's going to be exactly tomorrow. So I'm super excited for that. I think it's really, again, just incredible to see a 65-year-old man riding his bike from London to the plan is to go to the southern tip of India, which is Coimbatore, which I'm assuming he'll be going to the Isha Foundation, where that's based in. But yeah, just to keep it simple, or just to keep it brief in terms of what I'm saying, really grateful. So thank you so much for asking me about what I felt.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, thanks so much for joining us. That was great. It's great that you're a volunteer. That's amazing, right? It's so good. Yeah.
So fortunate. Yeah.
Yeah, it's another sadhana, as you'll actually learn. If you ever get a chance to go to the Isha, I would definitely recommend you all visit Roger and Sabina at the Isha Foundation in Tennessee. It's IEEE is what it is.
Sweet.
Have you been to the Isha Center in India?
In India, no. That's actually on my list as well. I want to definitely go to see the Dhyanalinga. I'm sure you've heard of that. Haven't seen it, but really want to see that as well.
Okay, let's meet there.
That'd be perfect, yeah.
Let's plan it, yeah.
So, but there's still the question, what can we do? Except of, talking about it, and I hope you do it, people. But is there anything else that we can do, or is it just all up to the politicians and the farmers that actually work with the soil?
Yeah, do you have any insights on that, Vish? Like, what can we do as just regular people who maybe don't even have farms and don't even have gardens? Like, what are we supposed to do, to help the soil? Because Sadhguru wants everybody on board, but not everybody has direct impact on soil. So what do we do as regular people?
Great question. Something I was also reflecting on for some time. Like I said, when I was involved actually with the foundation itself, we weren't even too sure about exactly what was being told, because Sadhguru is the one that's pretty much planning these things. It's directly coming from him. So I wasn't even sure initially like how and what we can do. But what we know is two main objectives through the movement, and that's the first, which is to increase the land covering through the forests and the trees, because as mentioned in the video and as he talks about it in other videos, basically the sun directly hitting the soil in many parts of the world is actually what damages the soil and leads to the nutrients being lost. So that's the first actionable item, which is to increase as much of the covering through planting trees and so on. The second is going to be to increase the organic matter of the soil itself. And correct me if I'm wrong for those of y'all watching, but I think it's around 2 to 3% is what he wants it to be brought to, because now in most parts of the world, it's actually less than 1%. And that's what's causing that soil to turn to sand, as he says. So these are the two main objectives. But obviously, you and I think we might not be able to do this directly, right? So it still brings the question about what we can do. And I think at the end, it's going to go back to what we're doing, actually, both in my channel as well as your channel, which is to help raise the individual consciousness of the person. Because in the past, for me as well, with like even recycling, I used to think, I'll be fully transparent, I was like, is this really going to make a difference? But I actually heard this really cool story, which, to keep it brief, there was a girl on this beach, I think it was throwing back the turtles to the water, and then some guy came by and watched her do it, and there was millions on the shore. And he asked her, he's like, hey, silly girl, why are you doing this? Do you think you'll really ever make a difference? And she basically said, nothing, but then took another turtle, threw it back into the water, and then said, well, it made a difference to this one. So I think at the end, it really comes down to the individual impact that we have, and regardless of how significant it can be, just raising that consciousness, raising the awareness, which will eventually, I think, from what I'm hearing and seeing with Sadhguru's movement, leak into the higher ranks of people, whether it's politicians and so on. In fact, I think he recently did sign some really great official I think it's basically called like environmental treaties with a couple of nations, including the ones in the Caribbean. So it's started to reach the political level, which is amazing to see. But at the end of the day, I think just us focusing on our individual selves will make the biggest difference.
Yeah, perfect.
Love it.
Great answer, right? So just, sharing and spreading the awareness. And I love how, Sadhguru, when he goes all in on something, he invites people, to join him. And he's not worried about copyright or anything like that. He's like, share it. Everybody should be talking about Save Soil. Spread it. Share his videos. Share his message. And anybody watching us, feel free to take samples of this video or any of Sadhguru's videos. And I think I heard during Mahashivratri, Sadhguru was saying that on the Conscious Planet website, that they're actually going to teach people how to get on social media. Anybody who doesn't know, how to share the message, go learn how to do it and spread it, and then how to contact your politicians, and then just, make them aware of it.
Yes, I want to add in actually through Isha itself, through the volunteering efforts, through the social media team, we were actually helping as well people that are new and let's say on the older side who don't know much about technology, of how to use social media to share this stuff, whether it's sharing posts, making TikToks or whatever. So definitely reach out. Yeah, definitely feel free to reach out to either me or Roger and Sabina, or even I would say the Isha Foundation for ways to help directly, and you can reach out to them.
So thank you so much for joining us for this amazing video. And thank you so much, Vish, for being on the show. Your answers and your insights were great, as always. If you have not yet checked out Vish, we're going to leave links in the description. So go check them out. And we're also going to leave links to the Conscious Planet, Isha Foundation, and everything you need to know to get involved in the Save Soil movement. So thanks so much. Vish, you have any closing remarks?
Thank you so much as well, Roger. No, really just I want to express gratitude for letting me be on your show or having me on your show. And I had a great time just watching this with you and helping to share and raise the world. Thank you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes. Thank you so much, everyone.
Yeah. If you like this video as much as we did, please hit that like button. Remember to subscribe. It really, really helps the channel. Let us know what you think down in the comments. And remember, raise yourself.
And raise the beautiful world. Thank you so much, everyone. Save soil.
Save soil.
Peace.
Peace.
Ecstasy.